He already said at the bottom that he's going to bring it up to the kid when they're older and able to, understand what this means and things like that.
By the way, your mother's a whore.
Jesus.
This one guy, he says, his son looks nothing like him,
Oh, man.
He was like, I have brown hair and green eyes. He has blonde hair and blue eyes. So he decided to get a paternity test without telling anybody, even his girlfriend. And of course, it came back that, you
are not the pappy.
Shout out to Maury. He is not the biological dad of his son. He had a feeling. This is like everyone's worst nightmare, man. The heartbroken dad started to put the pieces together, realizing there were a few red flags at the beginning of the couple's 3-year relationship. She told me that she was pregnant very early on in our relationship, which I thought was odd, but she insisted that it was mine. His girlfriend, 27, reportedly acknowledged that she was casually seeing other people. She may not even know who the biological father is, so I feel like bringing it up would just cause problems, he says. Even though he's unsure if his girlfriend deliberately tricked him or genuinely thinks he's mine, the man said he continues to parent the child.
Whew. Boy. Yeah. Nah. He said, I make enough money to comfortably support us, so I'm not worried about child support or anything like that. I'm still his father. I've been there since he was born up until now.
I mean, you got to relate, for him to have the...
I don't have to relate.
I mean, you have to sympathize with his point of view. He was there when the child was born. He has an emotional attachment to the kid. Even though the kid was born looking nothing like him, he still was there to raise him as a baby. And I guess maybe a couple of years into it, he's finally decided to take the DNA test. I do think it's weird that that we know about this and that his girlfriend doesn't. But I think for him to stick around the kid, he must really love the kid and the mom, and he must I don't know, man.
I feel like if it doesn't matter, then just tell her.
Yeah.
Because it's possible that she really doesn't know. And doesn't she deserve the truth just the way that he wanted the truth?
She knows. And he don't want to have that conversation with her because
then he's
afraid
going to find out that she knew, and then he's going to get mad, and then the relationship's going to be done. But
yeah, I don't know, man. I thought this was heartbreaking, very spooky. I feel like this is every man's worst nightmare. You know what I mean? Because we're not in control of this. She said she was casually dating. That's a funny way to call yourself a cum dumpster.
Why you got to be like that?
I don't know. I had to throw that in there. See, we all have different names for things. I don't know, but I don't know, man. This is scary, But hey, he's sticking around, so she definitely chose the right guy to build a family with. I don't know. I feel like with Ancestry DNA, 23andMe, you can buy paternity tests at Walgreens. You don't have to go to Maury anymore. It's not 20 years ago. I feel like this is more commonplace.
I didn't know that. They have them right at Walgreens?
Yeah, it's like you spit in it, you get the saliva from the child, and you send it off. You
send it in the mail. Got it.
Yeah. But I don't know, do you think that this happens more often than we're aware of?
Probably. I think so.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't know. I think it is, I don't know, commendable for him to stick around, but obviously it bothers him enough to want to write the internet about it. I don't know, man. Troy, what did you take from this story? I know it's heartbreaking.
Yeah, no, it's definitely very, very sad. I don't know how you can live with that. I mean, That's tough. I mean, I know you were there when the child was born. You raised it as your own and stuff, so that is tough. That bond is there, and it probably will never go away. But knowing that that child is not yours has to be very conflicting. And it's not like she didn't cheat on him or anything. It just likely happened before they were dating. So it's just a lot of emotions that he just needs to deal with, maybe with therapy or something. I don't know.
Or even while they were dating and they weren't exclusive yet, anything like that. But yeah, I don't know. I would have to. It's gonna. He already said at the bottom that he's gonna bring it up to the kid when they're older and able to, understand what this means and things like that.
By the way, your mother's a whore.
Jesus, Julian. I don't know.
I don't know either. I'm just saying he obviously has some sort of resentment because he has to have some sort of outlet. So I think it is important to address it now. I feel like it's weird that he's just not having the conversation. If you go out of your way to get tested, you should definitely at least have the conversation, get some type of closure. If you're going to raise the kid together, just, if you want to inform him about it, eventually you should run that by the mom too. Obviously he accepts it at a certain point. Clearly, he doesn't accept it enough to actually have that conversation with her. So that tells me that he's a little bit pissed off about it.
Something's wrong. Yeah, something's wrong.
I'd be a little bit upset too, but hey, this shit happens. Guys, you got to be good at math. Like you got to do your math. It takes 9 months. If you just started dating her and it was weird that she was pregnant, the second weekend, you got to know. You gotta know, you gotta be good at math like Joe Biden. This is like 15 9/11s. I don't know. Oh man, I mean everybody has their definition of casually dating, because this one woman in Australia, Annie Knight, she's 26 years old and she slept with 300 people in a year.
Damn,
300.
That's impressive.
I mean, we saw what 300 men could do in the movie 300, fighting off.
They fought off thousands.
And the Persians.
They fought off thousands. Listen, those condoms were strong.
She had 300 in a year, and she says haters say she's disgusting, but she feels empowered.
She said she managed to have sex with 5 people in a single day.
Damn. That's a gangbang, or how?
I was waiting when I was reading this article for her to say that she was a sex worker.
I mean, did you read the end of the article? Because she says, she now earns $1,000 a day, which fans pay.
Oh, I missed that
subscription.
I missed that last line. Why'd they drop that in like that? I thought the article was over.
No, they always got to plug their OnlyFans.
$1,000 a day, so no wonder how she made $300K plus.
Yeah, I mean, you do the math. You guys got to be good at math.
Oh man, she said, age 26. I felt so empowered afterwards. Sex makes me feel good. It's meant to make you feel good. Knight sleeps with men and women and told the radio program that she met with many of her sex partners on dating apps. However, she also has a roster of regulars on speed dial that she calls up whenever she feels like getting down and dirty. The messier the sex, the better. Yo.
Wow. 300, damn. I mean, she's obviously, made a living off of this. She's only 26. Yeah, $1,000 a day. I think that's, a good amount of money, especially in Australia. But what did you take from this? Do you think that this is empowering, or maybe she just feels empowered by the money she's making? Because you didn't know she was making money until just now.
I didn't.
Does that change your perception of this?
I saw this part about earlier in the article where they said something about somebody found her OnlyFans, but I didn't realize that she was making $1,000 a day, which in fact that number is probably going up by a lot after this article. So at age 26, 300 in a year is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Imagine, even if she hasn't for the previous 5-6 years had that sort of action happening, she's in the thousands. Like, this is
There's 356 days in a year.
65.
65.
Yes.
365 days in a year.
Yeah.
And she has sex with 300 people in a year. I think that's crazy numbers. I think she's going after Wilt.
I think she might. She's gonna break Wilt's numbers before 30. Like, she is
30 under 30.
She is on her way if she lives that long. Because
Oh, man. I mean, I don't know. I mean, when she says she likes messy sex, that does make me question
exactly.
it. But hey, she feels empowered.
Because that means she's doing everything. She's doing anal, vaginal, oral, anything that we haven't heard of before. She's doing it. She's getting spit on, shit on.
Okay.
Like, listen, I'm going off what she said.
You're going off the word messy, yeah. I mean, and also she said she has sex with men and women. So, I wonder what the ratio is. Because she said a lot of her regulars, when they find out about this, they stop contacting her.
Yeah, you would. I'm not trying to catch anything just because you want to be the world's whore. Like, that's crazy.
I've heard of a world tour, but not a world tour.
That's an insane number.
It is an insane number, especially when we look at the average amount of people, Americans have sex with. There's another article that says, America was declared the 15th most promiscuous country on the planet by NAPLAB.
Wow.
With the average resident sleeping with 10.7 people over the course of their lifetime. Which, 10 over a lifetime compared to 300 in a year. What the fuck? That's insane.
Yeah. I mean, I will say Australia was named the most promiscuous country because they averaged 13.3 sexual partners, with 81% of residents approving sex before marriage. Now, I will say, based on her numbers of 300 in a year, she probably skewed this data all by herself.
Australia's not that big.
It's not. She messed up their numbers crazy.
Oh my God, yeah. It says 65% of U.S. citizens thought it was okay to get steamy in the sheets before you wed, which, I mean, I felt like that was really low considering I feel like, a lot of those people are hypocrites. Like, there's no way. Only there's 35% of the country who think that's not okay. Like, do you think that they actually abide by that? Because we did talk about, 30% of young men who were virgins, but I feel like the percentage for women would probably be a lot lower.
Yeah, I would assume. I don't know. The STD numbers were pretty interesting, though. In Australia, the rate was 14,000 for every 100,000 citizens, while in the U.S. it was almost 20,000 for every 100,000 citizens.
Damn, that's 20%. That's pretty high.
Yeah.
Wow. Did the number of partners surprise you, or was that on par with what you expected?
That's pretty on par. Honestly, I would expect it somewhere in the low double digits or maybe high single digits, just because I think there are still a huge amount of people that have very low numbers of sexual partners.
Yeah.
And then you have your outliers with, celebrities and sex workers and other people and things like that. But I don't know.
Yeah, these are rookie numbers, yo.
I mean, also after we just talked about the 30% of men in New York that didn't have any sex during COVID.
Yeah.
It's
also skewed the numbers,
Yeah.
We need to get we need to get the 300 woman around those 30% of men. Give them a shot.
Oh, man.
Real problems, real solutions.
Passport bros. Make all of them passport bros and just send them to our house in Australia.
Everybody wins. Subscribe on YouTube. Subscribe on Spotify. Follow on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok.
All the apps. We're everywhere. We are everywhere.